What's going on, everybody? It is the Ghost of MC, and we are back and we are better. And so today I wanted to bring you a video that kind of talks about how to get better at Yu-Gi-Oh, how to get better at the card game that we all enjoy. So I have about 5 different points. They're all different lengths in their own respect. So it shouldn't be that long of a video, but who knows? I might get into a lot of detail on certain things. I'll try not to. I'll try to keep my loquaciousness to a minimum. And yeah, so any links that I say will be in the description below at the when you swipe up a little bit on the video. There you go. All right. So it's going to be in the description box below. All right, so let's go ahead and so tip number 1. And I think this one's going to be the one that's the most said, but play the game. The more that you play the game, the better you'll get at it. It's pretty simple. The more you do something, if you're doing it properly, you're going to get better at it over time. But you need to make sure that you're playing the game often enough that you're not just, oh yeah, I'll play this deck that I used to play back in 2007. And it was really good back then. And then it's 2019, 12 years later, and you're just like, why isn't this good anymore? What? And constantly playing the game means you're going to be kept up with the game. You're going to be able to look at the meta and see exactly how you are going to beat it, exactly what's going on, why you're not necessarily winning all the time. And so yeah, basically, to put it quite simply, you need to play the game a lot. There you go. For number 2, we have take advice from people. Trying to think about exactly how to put this. So you need to take advice from people. You want to take everything with a grain of salt, mind you. Not everyone's going to be the most correct. But if you see people who are constantly topping events, and it might just all start with a question. How did you get good at the game? How did you do this? How did you do this? How does this work? Small questions that can start you on pathways to doing your own sort of research. All this can be on YouTube. In fact, a lot of it can be on this channel right here. So go ahead and smash that like button and hit that subscribe button so that you can see all of the, well, you can see all the videos without the subscribe button, but like, how fun would that be? Not really at all. So you want to make sure you're getting advice from pretty much anyone who you deem that might be better than that. Probably, and if you're asking them for advice, probably is better than you at some aspect of the game, because otherwise, why would you ask their advice? Why would you ask for their opinion on anything, to be honest? So, on to, and for number 3, we have do your research. You need to make sure that if you're watching this video, then you definitely have access to the internet somehow, some way. You go on YouTube and you start typing or however you type, doesn't matter. And you go ahead and you look up something to do with whatever you're asking. So, how do I improve a Yu-Gi-Oh? What cards are in the meta? What decks, I should say, are in the meta? How do I beat the meta? And what's coming out in future packs? And all this different stuff that can give you an edge over those who don't watch the videos on YouTube, because that's what us YouTubers are here for. We are here to provide you all with advice and help you, play the game that we all enjoy. So that's number 3. Number 3 is do your research. For number 4, become a judge. I'm proud to say that I am now a level 2 judge. That means I've completed my RC 1 and 2, my PC 1, and my DC 1 judge exams. All the level 1 exams are available online on the YuGiOh website, link in the description below. And you can take it. You can take all these tests online, and then you have to make sure not only do you take the test, you apply to be a judge, blah blah blah, and then you have access to a multitude of different resources, like one of the judge groups that I'm in. There's a couple judge groups that aren't. You don't have to be an official judge yet. You can just use that for rulings and such. But I would say definitely become a judge as soon as possible, because then once you start judging events, you'll be able to not only keep up with the game, you'll also be able to go ahead and see what cards are in the meta. You'll be able to understand the game and how to play it better, because a whole lot of the time people will lose matches because they just did not know the ruling. And they'll either get like a game loss for something that they should have just known that should have happened, or they'll just get blown out even though the rulings for certain cards are different. So it's that you definitely want to make sure that you understand your rulings, because then that way you don't get cheated. Even if your opponent's not intending to cheat, maybe they have a different understanding. And this is also why we call judge all the time. That's another thing. I'm going to combine that into this one. Always call judge if you do not have a question. So judges and calling judges. Be a judge, call a judge. All that into one. That is it for number 4. On to our last point, number 5. So for number 5, this one's a bit of a two-parter as well. So number 5, you want to make friends who play the game and also bring your own friends into the game. So that's the first part of that. You want to have friends within the game somehow. And then the other part is have people on social media who also play the game, like Facebook groups. There's so many Facebook groups out there. I am telling you, you type in whatever deck you want to build and or are researching and click, there is almost definitely a Facebook group for that deck. Absolutely. Like, there's so many Facebook groups out there. My favorite, it's not even a what you call it. It's not a traditional YuGiOh Facebook group, I guess. It's more like YuGiOh memes and stuff, and that Zodiac Duelist, I love that group. It's spicy. It's hilarious. Then you have random ones like Thunder Dragon Duelist, I believe that's what it's called. And then you have other, you have so many different ones. Orchist, Salamangreat, they can go by many names. Once you type it in, it's right there, pulls it up for you. And yeah, having friends within the game definitely helps, because then you can play test with your friends. And I'm going to add something on top of that, is that you want to make sure that you're not just play testing with your friends over and over and over. You want to make sure that this is kind of going back to number 1, you want to make sure that you are playing with those who are kind of better than you, so that their only way to improve is by, going against someone who's better than you and taking what they have, and there you go. By taking what they have, I mean like taking all their knowledge and stuff and using it so that you don't have to learn from you don't have to learn from your experience, you learn from their experience. That's kind of how you want to do things overall. And so yeah, you got Facebook groups and you have your own friend groups and all these different resources. There's so many resources for you out there. So that is it for number 5. Anyways, now we've reached the end of the video. I want to say, go ahead and, if you have not already, smash that like button. Then hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can always be the first ones to catch my videos. And I want to make a kind of small announcement. I kind of made the announcement in a different video. Now that I am a level 2 judge, I'm just going to say that because it's easier than saying I have done all these different judge tests. I've done my RC2, which is my rulings comprehension to level 2 test. As soon as they provide the policy comprehension, then policy comprehension level 2, then I'll also be taking that test, hopefully passing that. And so I just wanted to say I'm going to now start making ruling videos, any judge videos, basically. If you have a question about some rulings or whatever, go ahead and drop them on pretty much any one of my videos, and especially this one, because this one's the one that has the announcement. If you have any questions, drop it on the video, and we'll be making some very exciting and mostly meta-relevant ruling videos coming out pretty soon. They're not going to be super long. They're just going to be so that I can explain every ruling that I can as soon as possible. I have my own resources in terms of how I would rule stuff, and early disclaimer, my rulings are not a what do you call it? I mean, I'm not gonna say they're not a standard, but they're not the word. Like, you always have to go and ask your head judge, no matter what they would rule this as, because I cannot say this is going to be the ruling for every single scenario. I could be wrong on rulings, and if I am, please call me out for it. I am completely accepting of that. It helps me to better serve you. I don't like using that word. It helps me to better provide information for everyone else. So if I get a ruling incorrect, or you feel like it's incorrect, definitely leave a comment. And so, yes, that is it. That's finally it. We're finally done with the video. I've already said the things that you need to do: like, subscribe, notification bell. And without further ado, that is the end of the video. Have a nice one.